Bitcoin and altcoins continue to struggle. Are we heading lower? I want to share some charts and what I'm anticipating as we head into January. And more companies are adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, and there are ETFs being created around these things now. And we have a new advisor to the Digital Asset Council who's joining David Sachs. I'll tell you who it is. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, it's great to be back. As many of you know, my grandfather passed away, and it was a very difficult time for me and my family, and of course took time to go to the funeral, spend time with the family, mourn and grief and all that stuff, guys. As I'm sure many of you who dealt with family members who passed away, it's a tough time, especially around the holidays. So guys, my word of advice, make sure you tell the people you care about how much you love them and give them a hug. And one of my New Year's resolution is to spend more time with my family and make sure that I do the things I want to do with them, say the things I want to say to them as well. So just think of that, guys, as you head into 2025, because life is short. Folks, let's talk about the markets. Everyone is wondering, when is Bitcoin going to move again? Right now, Bitcoin is below 96,000 again. And of course, the altcoins are bleeding, they're struggling, but this is normal. This is the market cycles playing out here, both from a micro and a macro. There's nothing new here per se. If it's your first go around in the crypto market, then it's all new for you. But if you've been here for multiple cycles, you've seen things like this. So short term, what can we expect? I personally think Bitcoin's going to go lower. I've been telling you guys before even we had this correction that Bitcoin could go back down and test 88K, even 80K before we bounce and go higher. And lo and behold, it's playing out. And I think Bitcoin could go lower. One of the Elliott Wave chart analysis that was put together from FX Empire shows that, wave 4 could take us to about 88K or 87,000 before we bounce. So that could take us into January. So just be prepared. You have to exercise patience here, that this correction and then eventual consolidation could take us straight into the middle of January. Now, it doesn't have to play out like that. I'm not saying this is a guarantee. I'm just saying I think this has the higher probability of playing out. And then we see that bounce and we start pumping again. So just be prepared for that, guys. And if it bothers you, you got to step away from the charts, right? Don't look at it every day. Don't look at the price every day. Don't look at your portfolio every day. These are things I personally exercise to help maintain my focus and my mental health, right? Because looking at your portfolio and seeing it decline, especially with these very volatile moves in the crypto market, can be a bit stomach churning, right? And you're like, oh no, that's it. I was looking to make X amount of profits and so forth. But as always, guys, we don't want to move by our emotions. We want to move by the data. What is it telling us? And some people are saying, hey, look, it's a cycle top is in. And as I've been telling you guys, different metrics and signals and indicators are not showing that. Like the Pi cycle top indicator has not flashed. It's actually very far from signaling a top. The CBBI chart shows us we are nowhere near the top. Now, I would say we are about 80% near there, but we still have maybe about 20% left before we hit that zone where the top flashes. Even the Bitcoin monthly RSI is not near the zone or above 80 where we've seen the top come in historically. And whales continue to accumulate. So we're not seeing a major sell-off. There has been a small decline, but there hasn't been any major pullbacks, which signals, oh no, the whales are selling. So now we have to be aware of what's happening here. And the Bitcoin supply and exchanges continues to decline. So all of these are great signs that the top is not in, and we are just experiencing a normal, healthy pullback. And these are things that have took place in the previous bull market cycles. I've been telling you guys about December 2020 into January 2021. There was a very steep correction there. And then we started pumping, as we headed later into January. So something similar is happening here. It's not going to be exact. It's not going to be a carbon copy. But as always, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. So guys, be patient. And like I said, walk away from the charts. If it's bothering you, enjoy the holidays, right? And we're gonna see the next pump again, the next wave up. But we gotta let the sentiment get reset. We gotta get the leverage flushed out, and then there's gonna be a bit of fear, right? And then it's gonna start ripping, and then we're gonna go back to greed. Same story, different cycle. We've seen this time and time again. So, guys, I am still bullish. I still think we have more upside to go. 2025, though, is the year we will see a top. It's the 4-year cycle playing out. I don't think it's as much as the halving as it is the presidential election cycle, which global liquidity and M2 money supply follows because the governments print more money, the incumbents try to print more money, inject more liquidity to help them get reelected and all that jazz. So this is just, once again, a very healthy pullback, and I'm going to look to buy the dips where possible, not so much for Bitcoin, but for altcoins, especially for those which have not really rallied that hard yet, but they will eventually as the liquidity cycles through the market. So that's where it's at, guys. I'm still bullish, but I think we got some more downside here for Bitcoin, and the altcoins will bleed as well. So just be prepared for that. Your portfolio is going to swing back down a bit, but then, once this thing finds its bottom here, it will start bouncing and we're going to see higher highs and higher lows. So just be prepared. Guys, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Uphold. Uphold is a great crypto platform I've been using since 2018. They have 300 plus cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and all the top altcoins. They have a great app. They're easy to use. Best of all, guys, they don't commingle or lend out your crypto assets. They are 100% reserved, and they have a transparency report that you can take a look at. They recently launched Uphold Rewards, where you can get up to 5.25% on stablecoins. They support USDC, PYUSD. They support RLUSD. The RLUSD yield will be available in January, and you can get a lot of different perks and benefits. You just have to check in once per month with your Uphold app, deposit $50 once per month and trade $50 once per month. So it's a really great offer, and I will be using this, and especially I want to test out RLUSD, but they support USDC, PYUSD, and other stablecoins. So this is a great program. So if you'd like to learn more, check out the link in the description. Guys, check out this news. KULR Technology launches Bitcoin Treasury with $21 million purchase. Remember when I was telling you guys, this is not a fad. This is a trend that's going to continue. More companies are going to adopt Bitcoin as their treasury reserve asset. One, to maintain their purchasing power for the cash that's on their balance sheet. And two, if they're a publicly traded company, they're going to see the benefits, same way MicroStrategy did. Now, I don't expect them to perform as well as MicroStrategy, but they will see some benefits, and it's better than nothing, right? There's dual benefits here for the stock as well as protecting the cash on their balance sheet. So we are seeing more and more companies in the United States and around the world are adopting this strategy. So the publicly traded company is the latest to adopt a Bitcoin treasury, joining a growing number of firms adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. So really, really amazing. So according to a December 26th announcement, the purchase was made at an average price of $96,556 per Bitcoin. KULR said the acquisition is the first of several planned purchases as part of a broader strategy to allocate up to 90% of its surplus cash into Bitcoin. Big move, guys. Very, very big move. And like I said, this is only going to continue to grow. And while we've had some news of MicroStrategy's board saying, or the shareholders saying, no, we don't want to do this, it's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of time. And here, Japanese public company Metaplanet, which has been really following MicroStrategy's game plan, they bought 619 Bitcoin for about 9.5 billion yen. And we got news that Rumble, the video platform, they announced $775 million investment into Tether. Michael Saylor's also been talking to them about adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. So, guys, see where we're headed here. And if you guys recall, there was a company, I forgot the name, they said they were going to buy Bitcoin and XRP. So eventually, as we have more clarity around other assets, you're going to see, well, Some companies have already added Ethereum, but you're going to see other assets being added to the balance sheet as well. So that's why I've often said I'm bullish on this cycle, but I'm also bullish on the next bull market of 2028. So I have my strategy of taking some of the profits I make in this bull market and reinvesting it in the bloody bear market and prepare for the next cycle up. So I hope you see the macro view of this and where it's headed. This is not stopping. And some of the accounting rules, like the FASB accounting rules, make it easy for companies to do this now. So things are moving in the right direction. And here, Bitwise Asset Management recognizes this and they're creating an ETF around this. So Bitwise files for a Bitcoin Standard Corporation's ETF, would own stocks of companies that have adopted the Bitcoin standard, which they define as holding at least 1,000 Bitcoin in corporate treasury. So once again, this thing is not slowing down. This will continue to grow. And as inflation continues to be an issue, and as the business cycle with high rates, and look, I know the Fed is cutting rates, but rates are still relatively high, and they're going to start printing money again. It's going to take some time for those things to ramp up, and bonds are not doing as well. And crypto, Bitcoin is certainly a big option to help not only maintain the purchasing power of your balance sheet, but also grow the value because the Bitcoin's appreciating at a rapid pace. So, guys, incredible stuff. Now let's move ahead. We got news here that Hines has been named executive director of the Presidential Council of Advisors for Digital Assets, the Crypto Council, by Donald Trump. Dan Spuller of the Blockchain Association said Bo is a steadfast ally of the crypto industry. During his visit to the Blockchain Association headquarters earlier this year, we were impressed by his deep understanding of crypto, Bitcoin, and his commitment to fostering innovation. In his new role alongside David Sachs, Bo will help solidify digital assets as a cornerstone of America's technological future. We couldn't ask for a better advocate, wishing him great success. So we continue to see pro-crypto officials and representatives being put into the upcoming Trump administration. So guys, 2025 is going to be bullish. I know the price right now, everybody's like, oh no, the price is down, but you got to look at the macro, and that's what I try to share here on this podcast. The macro is so important. Don't get lost in the micro of the hourly, daily, weekly, even some parts of the monthly, right? Where things are just not going well from a price standpoint, but that's just market cycles. The United States is being set up here to embrace crypto entirely. Pro-crypto president, pro-crypto Congress, and all these different advocates in the White House and in different parts of the government. Plus, you're going to see, I think, the crypto Fit 21 bill make it through the Senate next year, stablecoin legislation, all of these things. And of course, you have all the institutional players here. So things are aligning up very nicely. Now, Crypto.com, which is one of the top crypto exchanges in the world, they have launched their own U.S. trust company, Crypto.com Custody Trust Co. So they received a trust company charter in the United States. That's a very positive sign. And we continue to see the race for crypto heating up. All these exchanges and companies are expanding globally, getting licenses, making acquisitions, launching new services. They wouldn't be doing this if they didn't see where we're headed, right? Because they are companies that are trying to make as much money as possible and be as profitable as possible. So when I see things like this, it's really bullish because they're not just waking up and saying, "Oh, let's just go do this." No, they're studying the market, they're seeing the adoption, they see what's on the horizon, and everybody's trying to grab as much market share as possible. So very, very bullish news. All right, folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. A great way you can support me in the podcast is by signing up for my free newsletter. It's 100% free. Link will be in the description. Also, grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto. It's available on Amazon in paperback and digital. Buy a copy for yourself. Buy a few copies for your friends and family. Give them as a gift so that they can learn about crypto so they don't get wrecked. Knowledge is power. And if you bought a copy already, please leave a rating and review. It will really help me out. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.